Welcome to the Oklahoma City National Memorial.
We come here to remember
those who were killed,
those who survived, and those changed forever.
May all who leave here know the impact of violence.
May this memorial offer comfort,
strength,
peace,
hope, and serenity.
Downtown Oklahoma City. April 19th, 1995, a terrorism attack. A truck bomb injures more than 800 victims. The litany of the dead will include 168 names. Among the worst acts of domestic terrorism in U.S. history. The Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building destroyed. Terrorism has struck the heart of America, but touched hearts around the world. A field of empty chairs now symbolize the lives lost on that spring day. The Oklahoma City National Memorial. Join us on a walking tour of the grounds. The designers of this more than 3-acre site, Hans and Tori Bootzer, will be your guides.
One of the things that we were hoping that people would take from this place is a sense of calm and a sense of understanding that this is so much of what life is about. It is so much about tragedy and so much about how we deal with that tragedy.
A place that draws visitors from around the world.
And I think that we've provided a place where they can come and hopefully find what they're looking for.
Your tour begins at the survivor tree. Please make your way to that site. Press pause until you're ready for the tour to continue.
The survivor tree is just powerful character in a story, and the manner in which it stands over the site, really kind of watching over the chairs and standing there so prominently is a reminder that together we've pulled through this, and it's really about how beautiful life still can be if we simply carry forward.
The survivor tree was severely damaged by the blast, its leaves sheared off by the force of the explosion, shrapnel like metal spears embedded in its bark. Yet it has thrived.
The roots of that tree mean so much to resisting all the things that life throws at us.
It's a place where people can gather. It's a place in large numbers, or a place where people can come and have their lunch. Or they can bring kids and kids can run around in the grass. So it's almost like more of a park-like setting.
And so the survivor tree and its terraces below encourage visitors to take shelter under its canopy and sit on those terraces and look back at the empty chairs. And it really just talks a bit about the reality that you have people through whatever fate survived the tragedy, and on the other side you have those who did not.
Please pause as you make your way to the field of empty chairs.
My personal favorite time to be here is really at dawn, just as the sun is breaking. The light has such a beautiful, cool quality to it. The chair lights are still on. To me, that is where I can best sense the peace and at the same time the power of the loss that occurred here.
The loss continues to be felt. 168 lives. Many of those killed were workers in the federal building. Some were visitors, others children, playing in the second-floor daycare center.
Poetically, the idea behind the chairs is that it reminds us so starkly of how, like, the numbers of people that were taken from us in an instant. The chairs speak of the absence. It's almost a literal way that so many people can relate to a chair, something we're all so familiar with, it being empty, and that can be very powerful. On the other hand, to me, it can almost mean a presence of someone. it can evoke memories. I think a lot of people come here and they think about the people who these chairs are representing and their lives. And so in that way, they almost embody the presence of 168 individuals here on this site.
Each chair is handcrafted, no two exactly the same. Bronze forms the framework. The hand-blown glass of the base catches the sunlight.
Each panel has its own pattern of bubbles. I mean, from afar they look the same, but there's not a panel that's identical to any other. They each have their own unique character. That even though they look the same, that they are, in a smaller scale, very different from the next, representing 168 very different people.
19 of the victims were children. 15 of them perished in the daycare center. The Bootsers designed the children's chairs to be smaller, setting them apart.
The decision to have these two sizes of chairs was very important in helping people recognize that the innocence of the victims is just so overpowering, and the fact that you have these small children that are folded into this senseless act of violence is all the more painful.
Every evening, as dusk settles on the memorial, the chairs begin to glow, fighting the darkness.
At night, these chairs, the bases light up, and I hope that brings some sort of comfort to those families who had to endure this loss, that they see that these little chairs become beacons of hope at night, and they're reminded of all the wonderful things that their child and their family member, all the wonderful moments that they had in their lifetime and what joy they brought to their family.
In front of the chairs, loblolly pines stand as sentries. They outline the footprint of where the federal building once stood. As the trees mature, they'll grow to be about 100 feet tall and will approximate the height of the Murrah Building on April 19, 1995.
We wanted to have trees that were green all year round, and that for us provided another level of comfort to the family members and survivors and to the visitor, that these chairs would always be surrounded by green.
To understand the scope of the tragedy, you're invited to visit the Oklahoma City National Memorial Museum to learn more about the victims. As the tour continues, please make your way to the reflecting pool. It's in the center of the site. Please press pause until you're ready to continue. The reflecting pool runs down the center of the memorial grounds. It's been likened to a 318-foot-long liquid mirror.
Well, the reflecting pool really serves as the very heart of the memorial space. The pool and the way it's situated and the way it's designed also has to play the role of kind of helping try to bring order to where once was chaos.
We didn't design a big splashy fountain where it was very obvious how the water was falling and where the sound was coming from, but rather something that was more mysterious. You hear this calming sound of water flowing, but you can't quite tell where it's coming from, and I think that's part of the mystery that we wanted to provide with this pool.
The reflecting pool gives the illusion of great depth, when actually the water is less than an inch deep. The designers believe that a visit to the memorial can have a lasting impact on those who reflect on what happened here.
When you look into the reflecting pool, you see the face of one changed forever.
Please make your way to the 901 gate at the end of the reflecting pool. Press pause until you're ready to continue your tour.